Do you know, I haven't watched the news on television for, I would say, nearly 30 years now. I haven't read a newspaper for the same length of time, which I know sounds a bit crazy, but you know, I reached the point where there was so much stuff going down in the world and I found it really upsetting that I just thought, I'm not going to watch it anymore, I'm not going to read it anymore. I do, however, read the Financial Times every now and then. So I'm fully aware of the financial situation around the world, and with that in mind, I thought I'd do this video. Spend less but look like luxury. Not the best grammar, but you know what I mean. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, I'm Kaz. I'm 5 foot nothing, literally. That's 152 centimetres in new money. And I have loved fashion and handbags and all the accessories that go with it for at least 50 years, since I was a teenager. So that's 50 and a bit years. Anyway, this evening, I thought we'd look at this how to spend less, but still look fabulous. Now, I did an LV unboxing at the end of this video up here. So in case you missed the unboxing of this item that was at the end of that video, I thought I'd quickly show it to you now. Oh, it was from Louis, and it had all the nice ribbon, little tag, cool little tag, a little carrier bag. So this was part of the collaboration that Louis Vuitton did with Takashi Murakami, and it's just a little, oh, I don't need to be that zoomed out. It's just a little cherry blossom bandeau. And this is the sort of thing you can buy and tie on a handbag, or, you know, around your hair. You can wear it around your neck as a little scarf. And it just sort of says, I'm up to date with things, I know what's going on in the fashion world. But you're spending 450 Australian dollars, which I know is still a lot. And I know prices differ all around the world, but 450 Australian dollars is the equivalent of US $288. So you can spend that amount of money just on something small like this without spending thousands on bags and ready to wear and goodness knows what else. Now, funnily enough, this cherry blossom one came within days of me ordering it. However, this package, well, I think there's been enough videos made on this subject, but you know, the pending for validation message that you get against your order, I got exactly the same thing, and I rang them to ask them what it meant. And the lady I spoke to said, well, we don't see that at our end. What we see is pending for stock allocation. Which, why can't we see that? Do you know what I mean? If you saw pending for stock allocation, you'd at least know that your order was somewhere in a queue, and at some point in time, they might deem themselves, you know, worthy enough to send us our order. Because pending for validation, just, I looked at it and I thought, something, there's a problem with the payment. I mean, I pay by PayPal. I mean, what can go wrong with that? Nothing. Seriously, absolutely nothing. And being an ex-accountant and business advisor, I said to her, look, you've already had my money for a month. So, you know, I'm giving Louis Vuitton an interest-free loan here. Now, I know this has been said by other people, since, but I mean, it's a classic sort of accountant's line that you use. You know, it's one of the sort of the stock standard phrases. And she said, oh, I never thought of it like that. I said, well, it's a shame that Louis Vuitton, your employers, don't think of it like that, because really, it's a bit much. Anyway, moving on. I'm over it now because it's here. Okay, so they finally sent me my order. It was ordered on the 14th of March and I received it on the 23rd of April. And probably no explanation needed for this. You probably guessed already what it is. I mean, I'm not a big Louis Vuitton fan, really. I think the only Louis Vuitton bag that I have in my collection is the Alma BB from the Fornasetti collaboration, which I'm planning to sell. Apart from that, I have a denim, you know, the zip round wallets that they do. Oh, and obviously the cherry blossom bandeau. And now I have something else from the collection, which came like this. So we had, you know, this little, let me zoom you in, this cute little envelope, which I didn't get last time. Not sure what's in here. Oh, right, we have stickers. Right. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. Okay. So we have little stickerets, or stickerlets. You know, little stickers anyway. And a nice pattern on the inside of the envelope, and nicely decorated little envelope, and as previously, you know, the nice little tag, the ribbon. I wonder how many people would rather not bother with the stickers, or don't send me the fancy ribbon, or, you know, or the fancy little tag, or, oh, hold on, oops, I've missed something. Oh, and I've got another little carrier bag. If people didn't want all of that, how much cheaper could the item be? I mean, it's very nice to have all these bits and pieces, but I've got them sort of ×2 now. Well, apart from the stickers, which I didn't get in the first one. So I think I'd rather have had a reduction in price on this. That is me, just me maybe, but, you know, my Scottish heritage shines through. And it's a little bandeau, which is very sweet. One thing that does really irritate me about this is this. I mean, why do we have this sort of, you know, flapping around? I mean, oh, goodness, I don't know. Oh, it looks like it's relatively easy to take off, and then you can just leave the, you know, the small label there. Because flapping labels and bag straps and things like that just really, really get under my skin. Anyway, that's quite pretty. And, you know, I have a piece of this collection. This was also the same price, $450. And to be honest, that's as much as I wanted to spend on this, because, like I said, I don't know what it is with Louis Vuitton. They're just, don't know, for me they're just lacking in something. And the Monogram canvas, oh, I know some people absolutely love it to pieces, and if that's you, you go for it. I mean, we're all entitled to love whatever we want to. But the problem is that, particularly here in Sydney, you walk around the city and every other girl has got a Louis Vuitton canvas, Monogram canvas, something or other. Bag, satchel, backpack, whatever. And you think, are those real or not? Or are they fakes or not? I mean, you just don't know, do you? Talking of fakes, I do want to clear something up that somebody mentioned to me a few days ago. I've made a few videos highlighting, you know, the fact that I found a dupe for something. And this person said to me, does that mean a fake? Well, it absolutely doesn't. A dupe just means made in the style of, you know, influenced by. It doesn't claim to be the original whatever. It makes no claim to anything. So I just want to clear that up, because if you see any of my thumbnails that say this is a good dupe for whatever, I just mean this is a good substitute if you don't want to spend $3,000 and you'd sooner spend, you know, $100 on something. It just means it's similar. So anyway, that's cleared that up. Now, so there we have all the nice pretty little bits and pieces from Louis Vuitton, which I shall now put on there. This one here is, do you know, I know companies are trying to save money wherever they can, but you know, when you receive something like this, just with two boxes rattling around in there with no packing whatsoever, you just think, well, thank goodness that only had a few miles to come from up the road, you know. Things like that, they irritate me. I mean, to buy packaging in bulk, that sort of shredded sort of brown paper style you can get now, it's environmentally friendly, it can compost down, it must be cheap as chips because it's made out of recycled materials in the first place. I just, you know, if these had had to travel further than Sydney, they might have ended up a bit worse for wear. Anyway, these two items are from Coach, and keeping that same theme that I did with Louis Vuitton, it's a little something that you can buy that just says, I'm on trend, I know what the fashion is now. Although these might not be the best examples, but certainly the Dino purse that I bought, or Dino, you know, the little dinosaur shaped coin purse, that's certainly a trend at the moment. But these, oops, at least they're packaged up inside the box nicely, which is good. Right, okay. Just figuring out how you open this without, oh, okay. I don't have the knack for opening things. I don't know what it is. I can, you know, all these boxes are pre-opened by him indoors because, quite frankly, myself and a pair of scissors trying to undo a box or any sort of packaging are a scary sight. Now, you might not have seen my scarf collection or the video about my scarf collection. I'll put the video up here for you. I love scarves. I think they're incredibly versatile. They can lift an outfit. And there are so many ways that you can wear a scarf. In fact, I did another video about different ways to wear a scarf, 20 of them in fact. 20 different ways, not 20 videos. I'll put that one up there as well. This is the silk scarf. Now I have no prior experience with Coach scarves at all. I mean, I'm fairly new to the brand. So this is called a Waterfall Tea Rose Print Silk Diamond Scarf, and this is in light blue, which is a very on-trend colour for spring and summer in the Northern Hemisphere, because it's, you know, autumn, winter down here. And it's got this nice sort of really nice shape to it. It's a nice, oh, if I can get there. I'm trying to think that, what is this shape called? A rhombus? Do you know, it's so many years ago that I did geometry, I really cannot remember, which is quite disgraceful really. This silk scarf from Coach costs 135 Australian dollars. Now, I know this will be a lot cheaper in the US because everything that Coach does is cheaper there for obvious reasons. The dimensions of this, the longest point, so end to end, 38 inches or 97 centimetres in new money, and the other direction across here is 16 inches or 41 centimetres. And I don't think I've had a scarf with these sort of dimensions before. It's got a tag and labels and all sorts of things, but let's just have a just tie it like loosely like that. It's quite nice. I mean, $135. I don't know. I mean, it is pure silk, and it is nice silk, but I have also bought this in chalk, and I'm thinking I might keep the chalk one and send the blue one back. I wasn't really taking into consideration the sort of the neon yellow sort of outline of the flowers here. I hope you can see that. Just there around the flowers. It just, I don't know, it just jars with me a little bit. But I am a bit of a fussy person. As you probably gathered, if you've watched me for a while, whoops, sorry, picking up the desiccant, right. So I think the chalk one, if I can get it out of the wrapping. All right. Oh. I was just about to tell you to go and put the kettle on then, and you could have time for a sandwich and a cup of tea and everything else, but no, I did it. Right. Okie-dokie. See, the chalk is really nice. I think it's more me. Having said that, I have a blue dress on today, which is, I don't wear dresses very often. Since I started YouTube, not that I think you have to get dressed up at all for a video, but just, I don't know, it's just a bit more convenient. So there's the chalk one. I think this one's quite nice. I think the blue one, oops, sorry, knocking the microphone there. I think the blue one is maybe not quite my colour. However, let me put those away. I have another box to unbox. Some days, what I'm saying really does not make sense at all. I do hope it makes sense to you guys watching, because honestly, I question my sanity some days. It's this age thing, you know. Since I turned 70, you know, when you're 60-something years old, it doesn't sound that old at all. But suddenly when you're 70, you think, wow, in 10 years' time I'll be 80. And if I'm lucky, in 20 years' time I'll be 90. Anyway, I'm going for this entry because him indoors needs me around. Oh, now this has packaging in. So this gets 10 out of 10 for starters. Right. Okay, let's zoom you out. Okay, and this is it. I'll move the... Oops, sorry, just throw the box down there. Oh, it's in the dust bag. I was looking at it thinking, wow, that's a strange colour. You see what I mean about getting older? Oh dear. Okay, so this is in the dust bag, and it's another Aesther Ekme bag. Now, I ordered this bag from SSENSE, or is it pronounced Essence? I'm not sure. Anyway, I ordered this before I bought the Chanel 25, and if I'd have known that I was going to get the Chanel 25 quite so soon, I probably wouldn't have ordered this, but... And there it is. It's the brown Midi bag. Oh, and also, if you haven't seen me unbox my Chanel 25, I'll put that video up there. Okay, so this is... I wasn't expecting this to be flat. Do you know what I mean? I was sort of thinking it was going to be a bit more like this one, you know, the hobo bag that I got from Mango, but smaller, obviously, from the dimensions that were given. But I did think it would have some width to it. I mean, I saw the dimensions, but very often, you know, the depth of a bag isn't mentioned. And I just find it a bit sort of... There's just not much room in there, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's a nice brown suede. The edges, though, are incredibly rough. The glazing or inking, whichever way you want to describe it, is so rough down there. Oh, and on the here as well underneath. I was going to say I'll put it on my shoulder, but I won't actually, because I'd be bothered about pulling the fabric of my dress, which I have only just bought. So this is just, no, I really can't. I can't be doing with it at all. I mean, this is really rough. This is like, if you think about a brand new emery board, you know, nail file, you know, the rough side of it, it is that rough all the way around here. And presumably that is why it's in the sale. Now this was, I'll just tell you how much it was. It was reduced from 1,035 Australian dollars to 693 Australian dollars. And it's just, no. It's really not good enough, and it's a shame because, I'll just get this bag. Such a shame because this bag is from Ekme, and I love this bag. I love how structural it is. It's just, you see, this one has depth to it. It's got a beautiful magnetic closure on it, and it just sits perfectly on your shoulder. Absolutely perfectly. But the suede one, oh dear. Very disappointing really, isn't it? It looked so much better in the photos online, but then they always do, don't they? Talking about buying less and looking like you're wearing something luxurious. I bought this dress, oh goodness, it only arrived a couple of days ago, from Marks and Spencer, who, they're a bit hit and miss, but this dress I really like. And it cost $98.10. Don't ask me why. I mean, $98.10 is crazy. Which is approximately $62.60 in US dollars. And I think for $98, this is a really good dress. Now, especially for somebody older, if you're like me and you don't like your upper arms, these sleeves are a really good length. And I also like the amount of fabric in this dress because it makes the dress look more expensive. You know, some cheap dresses, you can see that they've skimped on the fabric to try and save money. The trick with a cheaper dress is to make sure it fits you really, really well. Because instantly it looks better, it looks more expensive, and you look better in it and feel better in it. And if you have some dresses that you like, but that don't fit you, you know, like a glove, that really don't do your body the justice that it deserves. I don't know about outside of Australia, but in Australia most dry cleaners offer a tailoring service. And just some of them are really, really good value for money. You know, between $20 and $50. You could have a dress tailored to fit your exact shape. And it's just going to look 10 times the dress that it was before. Anyway, that's my 10 cents worth. And also, I'm doing a spring look at the moment. I'm trying to cover the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. This bag from VUITTON, I know I keep going on about this bag, but it's a Dorrit Hobo in cream. And at the moment, there's an extra 10% off in the outlet. And this beautiful leather bag, and the leather is fabulous. Costs $179.55 Australian. I mean, I just think it is such a bargain. They also have this in a colour called Coffee Bean, which is a really nice dark brown, cognac, black, and the cream. And it's just perfect. You know, cream shoes, cream bag, dress that fits really well, and you're all set for spring. Okay, so wearing this dress for the autumn, you could wear these sort of, I don't know what they're called, shoe boots. They are sort of a cross between a sandal and a boot. because they've got an open toe. And these have got a really nice wooden stacked heel, well, faux wooden. And these were $40 from Target. And I think they're fabulous. They look so much more than $40. Just sit down and put it back on my foot so that I don't appear to be somewhat lopsided. Bear with me, I'll get there. Now in a similar colour to the, what do you want to call them, shoots or boos? No, we call them shoots, I think that's better than boos. I've got a cashmere cardigan in a similar colour, but I mean, it doesn't need to be cashmere, it could be any sort of cardigan you have. You'll put that over the shoulders, grab a brown bag. Whoops, slight adjustment needed. I've tied the blossom bandeau around here. So, you know, you can dress your bag up with something like this or charms. Personally, I just prefer nothing, particularly when it's a bag like this that is so sculptural. I think the beauty of this bag is its simplicity. And anyway, there we go. And you have an outfit ready for autumn. So, you know, just experiment with what you've got. Do the proverbial shop your own closet. So those are a few ways that you can spend less and look more. Look luxury. It's very bad grammar, actually, the title. But you know what I mean. Look more luxurious. Look as if you spent a lot more money than you actually have. I mean, as much as we try and deny ourselves the fact that we don't really care what other people think, I really think it's human nature, isn't it? Especially as women. I mean, the harshest judges of women are other women. We do it to ourselves, don't we? And if you really don't care what anybody else thinks of you and you just want to wear what you want to wear, you go for it. Which is what I usually do. I'm usually quite happy in jeans and a t-shirt, or add a cardigan on when it gets a bit colder. As long as I've got a nice handbag, I'm fine. On that note, if you've enjoyed my videos and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening to me. And as always, à bientôt mes amis, au revoir et bonsoir.